To show this, we took two men, Mr. Nice and Mr. Nasty, and placed them in a controlled environment. Then we asked several volunteers to meet them and discuss different subjects.
Favourite films?
Yeah, well, got plenty of those.
You go first.
What the volunteers didn't know was that while Mr. Nice was being friendly and warm,
Incredibly careful. You've been a lot.
Mr. Nasty was being as negative and as difficult as possible.
Tom Hanks, I think he did that one about AIDS, didn't he?
Philadelphia Story.
Yeah. I didn't like that very much.
No.
Not really.
But crucially, both Mr. Nice and Mr. Nasty have been asked to deliberately move their bodies in specific ways.
So you got any more favourites?
While cameras watched for a response in the volunteers that would reveal what was going on in their mind.
Well, a bit for what?
Good in terms of variety.
Yeah,
Gradually, as the conversations developed, an extraordinary thing began to happen. The volunteers with Mr. Nice gradually began to copy him.
They kind of used those well, and the acting was so good, they kind of all got away with it. And the other ones, Last of the Mohicans.
No, I didn't see
I mean, I shouldn't, there's no reason to suggest that we should like that, but there's some...
Meanwhile, those with Mr. Nasty didn't copy him at all.
Well, I'm really enjoying 24 at the moment. Have you seen that?
Saw it once. Yeah, no, I didn't like it very much.
No?
No.
And I think it's the sort of thing I like going to the cinema myself.
Because the volunteers like Mr. Nice,
I mean, some people say they like to, share the...
their mind prompted them to mimic him.
No, I often go by myself.
Walk out of this room.
A subconscious attempt to strengthen the bond between them.
Because I've been in the business. Well, that's what everyone says, it's fantastic. I used to. Yeah, you don't really. I think if you do it much more, very difficult.
There are so many great people that you can
Fantastic.
I saw Eamon Holmes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you speak to him?
No.
Scientists have known for some time that our mind automatically notices and sometimes even makes us mimic what other people are doing. What they haven't known is how the brain does it. But recently, researchers made an extraordinary breakthrough. What's more, they believe this discovery may even be the key to knowing what someone else is feeling. It's all to do with something that happens in our brains when we see people move. And if you want to know what that is, just watch these two crews race to that bridge. Attention! It seems the secret to understanding what people feel lies in watching them move. But to know what's now happening in your brain, we have to look at what's going on in theirs. A particular part of the brain is controlling each of the physical movements they're making. But in this area, there's also a small cluster of cells which help prepare their body for its next movement. Every action, in this case it's rowing, has its own unique pattern. And scientists believe that these cells are the key to how human beings relate to each other. Because not only are these cells firing in the brains of the rowers, they're also firing in exactly the same way in the brain of anybody who's watching them. In other words, the cells which are helping these guys row now are firing in your brain just as if you were rowing yourself. That's why they're called mirror neurons. Mirror neurons mean that you're not only watching what these men are doing, your mind is actually feeling something of what they're feeling. Even if you haven't done all the hard work. But how